Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. Now, we're going to go over all of Fairy House today, and literally, what is it? Say 40 minutes ago, freewheeling Dylan won the Irish National 150.
I can safely say I lost money this weekend anyway.
It's... How do you put it?
Sky Ace won yesterday and I just don't know what to say. We had a good giggle at it.
I'm still laughing at it. I can't get...
I see two people that I know had it, but they just picked it by the name.
Like someone put in the comments there earlier today, anyone think freewheeling Dylan is massively overpriced? He was 3 seconds off the course record at Kilbeggan, carrying 11 pounds more, and has his preferred ground. Like, fair play to you.
He had no form to win an Irish National, so. But it is what it is. That's the way it goes.
Like, it's... How?
It's hard time for punters to win money when the ground is changing to...
We get onto the ground.
The flat ground, and there's so many non-runners and so on and so forth.
Like, we get onto the ground first before we get into it. The amount of runners that were pulled out today because the ground was changed, and they knew that it was going to be a dry week. Would you not think they would have kept it soft? At least on the soft side. It says yielding. That's not yielding ground. If there's horses that have form and yielding ground that were pulled out today.
Mm-hmm. You just wanted to be safe more, so like it's hard for punters, like I said this time of year. But for the horses themselves, you wanted to be safe for jumping out of and pinging fences, landing on ground that is
like yesterday was fine. The ground yesterday was fine. There was a breeze all day yesterday, so by the time racing was over, it was getting a lot drier and drier.
They should, in my opinion, they should have watered it. But
well, that's...
I think Aintree started watering the other day already.
Started watering last week.
Yeah. So there's
but
strange results. You want to be finding horses that strange results anyway after Cheltenham, but horses that really don't like any kind of giving the ground were winning over the 3 or 4 days.
And you also might notice Tom's not here. Apparently he has hay fever, but I think he just can't pick himself up off the ground from this yoke winning.
That was the hay fever.
Yeah, it's the hay fever. But yeah, look, we get onto the national freewheeling. Then look, fair play to him. We say there's a fluke about it, but he done it the hard way. As you can see, he done it from the front, but he jumped well, never missed a beat. He was up there from the front. But look, the first 4 out of 5 were all up with the pace the whole way around. Sempo was the only one that came from the back, and he ended up finishing 7 lengths fifth behind latest exhibition. So nothing from the back really got into it, bar him. So it paid to be up with the pace. If you backed, I was so happy I put myself off Run Wild Fred, because I would be like a dog getting beat by that.
I don't know if he's on Genuine now, but he seems to find 1 or 2 too good all the time.
Like, what do we make of it? Seriously, serious points now. Latest exhibition, weight, ground, not good enough, didn't stay. Like, I know it's hard to look at it now. It's only after happening like 40 minutes ago. Hard to kind of drag proper analysis out of it.
A few novice jumps. Look, it's very hard to give that kind of weight away and carry that kind of weight in big handicaps. He ran very well for that. Like, you'd want to be the likes of them and to be going around there carrying that kind of stuff.
He wasn't that far off though.
I think it's a good performance. He'll be a good horse next year.
Who? Latest exhibition.
Yeah.
Enjoyed Dallin 50s as well. 40s, he was third. He's been in form, so that's not a shock.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed by latest exhibition, if I'm being honest. I know they put him out to give him a lot of sight at their fences. A few novice mistakes. Look, it's no excuse. Wasn't good enough on the day. No. Plain and simple, wasn't good enough on the day. Would I be willing to go with him next year? Probably not, going into open company. But that's for another day. A few of we're going to touch on more of the races as well, but going on Cheltenham horses coming into this. We touch on this now. A lot of them have run below par, and one or two of, like we had today, we had Noel Mead's horse, Jeff Kidder, back up, which put in another good performance. He looks like a horse that's really on the up. And then we had also in this Ascaria 10, who was third in the National Hunt Chase, ran no sort of race. Denise Foster's horse we were talking about in the house, they're in awful form.
Yeah, Run Wild Fred is the only one that's kind of ran a decent enough
race. The Boss's Oscar ran terrible as well. It's
just a hard time of year. Like, they've had hard races at Cheltenham. They travelled. They're all prime for that particular day. Like, Ellie May is one that backed up and won, but she wasn't impressive at all. I think it was Friday or Saturday. She won, but it wasn't impressive. And
I'd say even with Jeff Kidder, he didn't run before Cheltenham. His last run before Cheltenham was December, I think. So he's kind of still coming in there fresh. There's talk of him going to Punchestown now.
And Sky Ace hadn't run since December, and then
she came on
for the run. Looks like Jeff Kidder came on for the run as well. But any of the others that have been running through the winter, and Cheltenham was the main aim, seem to not have run great now.
Now, before we go any further, with Aintree being this week, like it feels like a Sunday, but it's starting Thursday. We also had another production meeting after here on Sunday. We're going to go Wednesday, not tomorrow. We're going to stick with our Wednesday for the Grand National Preview. So we're going to do that Wednesday anyway. But on that, Cheltenham, Fairyhouse, and Aintree being so close, it kind of dampen your enthusiasm to go with Cheltenham horses going to Aintree. Like, we've seen it happen a lot of times when was that pops into mind? Top of the game, he won the RSA. He was turned over by Lost in Translation.
He was.
Denman turned over. Was Isterbrak turned over one?
I don't know. He could have been.
I think he was turned over 1 year as well. I could be wrong. It kind of dampen your enthusiasm for them kind of horses coming in.
It's just very hard to do it. It happens a lot that the top horses are prime for Cheltenham, and then they might run at Aintree, they might run over this weekend. But I think that gap between Cheltenham and Punchestown suits them better. It's 6 or 8 weeks, depending on how it falls. And Kuba made a comment there, Cheltenham to Punchestown just makes more sense. It actually does. It gives them 2 weeks to get over probably what they've done at Cheltenham, and then bring them back up to the boil again. Yeah, and a lot of the horses more so run better at Punchestown than have ran at Cheltenham than they will at Aintree or the Fairyhouse meet.
I think it was either Paul Nichols or Dan Skelton that said we need to look at our spaces between Cheltenham and Aintree, as Ireland have Punchestown so far. They have a good 5-6 weeks to get over the exertions of Cheltenham, and which you always see them horses coming to the prime again. It's like we've seen a year in, year out with that. Manila Indo won the Albert Bartlett. He won the Punchestown version. Album Photo was touched off by Kenboy. There's loads of...
Willie Mullen seems to be adept at
everything.
Figuring all this out. I know some of the horses will come back, and like Ellie May ran at Cheltenham, ran here. But the likes of Janadale, he was obviously saved for the particular race yesterday. Easy game, another one. They didn't have a hard race at Cheltenham. He skips Cheltenham, so he's planning it all out. Like,
it's the reason he's the best trainer in the world. Like, even another one today, Stormy Ireland. Like, Paul Nicholas couldn't get this thing to win a bog standard race in England, and it comes back and it wins a grade 2. From the front. Like, he's an absolute genius. Like, people will probably say, oh, he knew what to do with her. Like, he took all the bloody cross nose bands, everything off her. He just had a bog standard rein on her, should I say. She won by an easy length and a quarter. She was never getting beat. Like, that just goes to show the mindset of Willie Mullins. Like, he targets Cheltenham, but he knows, he's around so long, he knows what works with certain kind of horse, with mares, what works with some sort of geldings, the hurdlers, the chasers, the 3 mile chasers, the 2 mile chasers.
His training of mares is the best of the lot. trying to keep them happy constantly and win races is amazing.
We'll just touch on Stormy Earth. Like, there was a lot of money from yesterday all through today. Like, I know Beacon Edge was taken out.
Yeah, there's a few non-runners in that race, 3 or 4.
But like, Danny Mullins gave her a great ride.
He did.
It's good to see like that they come back. Like, she probably just wanted to come home. Some horses just don't like leaving stable. Some do.
Used to the surroundings at Willie Mullins stable.
Some just don't like going, and some love going.
She might have missed our few friends there.
She doesn't look finished. Look, there's talk of her. Willie says she was going to get covered either the end of the season or start next season, but she could turn up at Punchestown again. Jeff Killer, Tiapu. Can never pronounce these names. Bad run. He looked like a decent horse, but again, Denise Foster's horses aren't running good at all. And the same with Joseph. His horses are running like dogs.
Joseph's are there's 1 or 2 running okay, like Sempo, and then Denise Foster had a couple of place horses, but they're not running up to the standards you'd expect them to.
Reasons being?
I'm sure the ground has a lot to do with it over the few days.
It couldn't be that many running below par just because of ground. Surely something going on. They haven't been really right all season. They've had 2 or 3 weeks where they've been back at it, but they seem to come back down with a bang.
Steve Stevenson says, think Disco-Rama for the Grand National. I haven't backed, actually, Steve. I swore I'd never back him again because he doesn't look like he wants to win, but he definitely wants that long trip. Yeah,
he needs more than a long trip.
I texted you about it a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
33-1, I think it is.
We'll get onto this and the thing, but you hate LeBroy.
I do.
LeBroy beat him.
I know.
And he's never been the same horse since he had.
Look, you know what? After that thing winning today in the National Anthem, I'm going to back something outrageous as well on Saturday.
If there's a different
200 to 1 shot on Saturday.
I've 2 I like now for that, but
no hope because the ground will be. Nah, Aintree
will have a proper ground. Right, we'll just go back on Saturday for a few minutes. As we touched on, Ellie May beat Demi Plié and Mount Ida, who looked like she did not like to drop down a trip whatsoever. Run on again at the finish. Look, it just goes to show again. Demi Plié 50-1 didn't run anywhere. Mount Ida did, probably took a bit out of her, but was running on again to the finish. Ellie May, surely that's it for the season.
Yeah, she's a good money spinner now.
Geez, you're full of one-liners today.
The hay fever's at me as well.
What else do we have? Solomon Grande, did you see this race? The Hunter's Chase.
I did. He done very well to get up.
Stand up and fight, and I can't remember who else went out from the front.
Did you back stand up and fight?
No, I didn't.
Someone told me they were back.
No, I didn't. I backed jury duty. He was meant to run again today, but he didn't, obviously. But that was some performance to get up. He was 14 lengths down, turning in.
It was very good. Very good. Oh yeah, I didn't have a bet in the race at all now, but he looked beaten, and then he came flying at the end.
He was a decent horse for Henry, and what is he? 11 now. Seems to be loving life once again.
He always seemed to find one too good when he was with Henry.
Yeah, he
didn't want to win, maybe
a few good handicaps. Like, I'm just going through some of the race now, and we're trying to get something to talk about today because we'll go back on the national now again in a minute. But it's been a week of kind of a halfway stage between Aintree starting this week and right flat racing. Any eye catchers that you back this week or
flat racing eye catchers? What do we have yesterday?
Let's talk about Zoe.
Oh yeah,
Zoe was
terrible.
Apparently
she straight up about it now.
Yeah, she was terrible. Apparently she's in season. We don't know yet. Tony said that she might be in season. They're going to check again tomorrow, or is it today? Ground probably against her, but she ran too bad.
The ground was against her, but she just ran terrible. There was nothing really to take out of it. Going back on the flat on Good Friday, I thought Ranchand was a good winner of the marathon race. showed a bit of a turn of foot. Summer Hand, I know loads of people like that horse. He was good now. That he'll
Go
win
on
a
the
couple
Summer
through
Hand.
the summer as he always does.
Diligent Harry, my
Diligent
God.
Harry is very good. Adam Kirby said after Ascot's the plan, so the Commonwealth Cup.
Do you know what I liked about him? So green, but still got the job done.
Whether he's quite good enough now to win in a Commonwealth Cup, it's hard to know.
Do you know what I think he could be? He done everything kind of wrong, but still won. And what did he win by? He won by 2 lengths. Like Mighty Gurkha's no bloody dog. Like I thought, Mighty Gurkha is a very good horse, a good horse to be aiming at. Yeah, I like him. Good old Bangkok.
Bangkok and Kuzan were both impressive. I don't think the race would have been run to suit Bangkok, but he managed to win. We had Newcastle as well. There was a strange ride and race at Newcastle where they gave a horse about a 25 length head start. So
just on Bangkok, did you see the ride Sylvester gave?
Yeah, very good, yeah.
In the home turn, he kept in Fox of Dean, is it? Forest of Dean, about 3 furlongs out. Forced, was it James Doyle to go back out around, find space again. That probably won in the race. He won by a neck, but good ride, I must say. Go on, carry on, Newcastle.
That was all kind of at Newcastle, substandard enough, really. After that, we had Cork then on
Cork by.
What day is today?
I don't know.
Saturday. The Michael Malvani horses are doing what
Michael Malvani horses do.
Exactly. He had a winner again. Second time up, and Jim Bulger's horse beat it about 5.5 lengths, I think, in the first 2-year-old race of the season. So that horse looks like it's going places.
I have an eye catcher. I'm not going to be able to say the name. I will. Flor de la Luna. Jessica Harrington's horse would have won the Lister race that Princess Zoe was in, only for she decided to hang all over the place inside the final furlong. I actually backed her when she won her maiden last time out. I think it was a few months back. Very, very good horse. Very big filly. I think she'd be one to keep an eye on when she decides to not be an absolute loony bin. But she's one I would take out for the weekend.
Aidan O'Brien's horse was backed off the boards. Like, he couldn't be beaten in the last race. Modus operandi. I reckon that's a Ledger horse. He looks pretty slow.
Yeah, I got
going by his breeding. He's by Frankel. Frankel, although he was quite fast on the track, seems to instill the kind of Galileo and the 1 mile 2, 1 mile 4, and he gets a good couple of stairs as well. And the Dam is a half sister then to.
Started sounding like Tom now.
The Dam is a half sister to Golan. And
half sister to this, 3/4 brother to that.
Remember Tartan Bear a couple of years ago, Ryan Moore and someone
yes,
else.
Yes.
But there's loads of stairs in the pedigree. I reckon that is a Ledger horse and one to look forward to when he starts going over 1 mile 4.
Should have won.
He still looked a bit green.
Go on.
Let's go Sunday.
Dragging the absolute Leroy's out of this now.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot Sunday now. But there's a couple of nice performances on the flat. I'm interested in that Jim Bulger horse.
Now, we just talk about something that we said last week, and people were saying, "Oh, this is harsh, blah blah blah." But Dickie Johnson retiring. Look, we said it last week or the week before that it was plain obvious that he was gone at the game. Look, this was not like Tom said. Oh, you can't be saying that. Like this was nothing against him. This is just based on his riding from what he was as one of the best jockeys we've ever seen to what he's been doing now. I'm glad he's after going out unscathed.
It's the right time. I watched his interview as well on Nick Luck, and you can tell by the numbers of winners they're significantly down the last couple of years, this year especially. To me, he looked like a person that was coming to the end. He done the right thing, go out when you're not injured or anything happens. And he came across, like, I know Tom met him a few times and said he was a real kind of a gentleman. He came across that way on Nick Luck's show. He was basically thanking everybody and saying it was everybody else that did it for him and put him in the position he was in rather than take the plaudits himself, which is I suppose the sign of the man.
It's typical Dickie Johnson.
Yeah.
One that we actually missed that one yesterday was Echoes and Rain. One of the
She was
great
mightily
two.
impressive.
I had my reservation about the trip with her, but good God, she put that to bed. I've said this on the basis that I thought she was going to go from the front like she did before. She was very keen, still held up, but Paul done a great job to get her settled halfway through. Turned in, cut her way through the pack, and off she went, won by 15 lengths, beating MC Muldoon, and Colonel Mustard was in third. Stand up, or the Devil's Coachman was shite. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, Master McShay wasn't great either.
Master McShay was... I don't know, I think Fairyhouse just strange meeting.
The Echoes and Rain looks good, but I wouldn't read overly too much into the distance that she won by. I'd wait till next year and see what way they...
She'll end up a Punchestown. Mayor's grade 1.
The Sky Ace has been put away now.
Is she?
Yeah, she's not racing at Punchestown.
Oh.
He said it yesterday in an interview. And she'll go for the Mayor's Hurdle next year. 2 mile 4 or 2 mile 5, whatever it is.
And rightly so. Right. What? There's not much really we can talk about today because there's not much happened over the weekend. It's on the Jockey Championship over in England. Brian, last time I checked, I think Dan Skelton pulled 2 back on him. I think he's got 1 ahead. I'll double check right now. Talk, kill airtime quick.
He is just riding mad, isn't he, Dan Skelton? You're either on or he cost me, I don't know, treble last week, I think, with him. 2 of them won, and then one of them he gave a stinker, and a Cume, and 3 of them won, and one of them he gave a stinker. So,
do you know the Cume you done?
I just don't know anymore.
The Cume you done with the one you left down won today.
Yeah, he won today then. And then...
Oh, Brian Hughes is actually 3 in front.
Brian
133. 134 to 131. I don't know if this is updated from today, but that's the standing as of now. So you think Brian Hughes will probably hold on, but the way Dan Skelton is getting rides left, right, and centre out of everywhere.
It's good to see that they're both going hammer and tongs at it.
Why not? Irish Jockey Championship. Paul Townend looks like he's going to be out for a while, broken foot or something like that.
Broken metatarsal, which is a bone in your foot. So. I mean, I'd keep a footballer out probably 6 weeks, but the jockeys are so tough. I don't know. Maybe he'll be back
3 weeks.
3 weeks, I'd say. Yeah, they're made of steel. Like some of the injuries they get, and they're no right to be back as quick as they are. So.
He's 10 in front of Rachel. Look, there's not many meetings in Ireland as there is in England for to claw that back, but it could happen. If he gets a setback now and you 4 days of Punchestown, she's going to have like the Honeysuckle and Malala Indo. She's going to have Tell Me Something Girl. She's going to have a few like that. She's going to have, I'd say, 4 or 5 winners at least at Punchestown. All she needs to do is pick up 6 from here, 6 or 7 from here till.
Look, I'm looking forward to Punchestown. As we're discussing it, it's hard. The Aintree meeting is hard. So is the Fairyhouse meeting. The ground is changing, but it's the close proximity to Cheltenham doesn't help. And I think the form stands up a little more at Punchestown. If a horse runs badly at Punchestown, it's usually just it's had enough for the season and right off that run and go again. But you'd expect the good horses that won at Cheltenham, like the likes of Allaho and Honeysuckle and so on and so forth, will run their races at Punchestown.
I'm really looking forward to Punchestown now. I'm looking forward to Aintree the weekend as well. Just not so much the meeting, but the actual race itself. What did I say?
Brushed up in his notes.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He told me now he's just going to say some mad stuff. But look, we're dragging that arse out of this like there's no tomorrow.
Allaho defied science when he won the Ryanair. But sometimes something like that can destroy a horse. I said this yesterday. If I could erase one thing from my mind in the last few weeks, it would be Allaho winning the Ryanair.
Why?
Because I just cannot understand how that horse won a race like that. Genuinely, I can't. It boggles my mind. And I was certain Fakir Doody was going to lose today as well.
He went down the front. He jumped silly.
No,
He went really fast, and he kept going really
It's the
fast.
performance at Cheltenham. It's the best performance at Cheltenham. But I need to see him do it again. I need to see him or recreate what he done and have horse off the bridle after 5 furlongs. Because I ain't believing it otherwise.
Why not?
It's just an anomaly. Nothing in his form showed he was ever going to do that. Like,
But it was always there for him to do it.
don't get me wrong. I agreed with you that he doesn't stay in. He needed to drop back and trip. But then he ran so badly at Fairyhouse start the season in that race, that min one, the John Durkin. Then he was so at Christmas. I wouldn't say the race suited him. The ground was probably against him. He was okay against Ellie May. It was not in the shape. And then he goes out.
But
there's about 3 finishes.
This is how I looked at it. Punchestown in the John Durkin. I didn't even back him. I told you I wasn't backing him because I said he's not going to do anything today. The race at Leopardstown, I'm not backing him. He's not going to stay. He doesn't stay. It's obvious. It's to say 3 miles. Why the hell would I back him in a 3 mile grade 1? Not going to stay. Plain and simple. The one for Torres was a prep race for Cheltenham. And Willie Mullins came out and said, I need to give him another one. And he didn't. He went away for another race or a gallop. And I said, Cheltenham, this is where he's going to go from the front. He has an extra stamina reserve. He's going to go off like the clappers. They know he stays. He jumps unbelievably well. And he's a high cruising speed. They're not going to be able to stop him.
I just don't know. I need to see him do it again.
I tell you, he will do it again. He mightn't do it again till Cheltenham. But he'll do it again.
By the sounds of Ruby today, he's going to be in the 2 mile race, Punchestown, against Shakan.
Well, that'll be a sight.
They'll be all on the front.
I hope to God he doesn't win because they'll try and make him into champion chaser. Then.
Sure, if he does win, they may as well. He batters Shakan and does that to 2 milers, then he's a 2 miler. Like,
yeah, but no, he's not a 2 miler.
I don't know. It's the strangest thing I ever saw.
Look, he could well go. I think if he goes 2 miles, he's going to have to go quicker than he went at Punchestown. Or Cheltenham, should I say. I think that was just him and his out and out. That's the speed he goes the whole way.
Yeah, he's very fast at Cheltenham anyway. It looked like he had a rocket up his arse.
But he had, who was it, Min upsides him most of the way. Spat him out. Lads behind him were off the bridle 5 furlongs into the race.
Mellon has been second in a Supreme and
two champion hurdles.
He's a fast horse, and he was gone after 4 furlongs. And no matter, I know Mellon wants to lead, but he couldn't lead because he just couldn't go fast enough.
I know. I just think he's an absolute freak.
Now, I've one bone to pick with everybody that watches the podcast, right? If anybody backs Battle Over Dying again, you should be ashamed of yourself, right?
For shame.
And Tom's not here. But Tom ain't ever telling me he's a good. I don't care if he won a grade 1, a grade 2, a race on the moon. That horse is terrible.
On the fucking moon.
Terrible.
He is.
He might win first time out next season again, but he is dog shit.
He was off the bridle. What? After the 4th fence? No good. Sorry, no, but
people are still saying, "Oh, at the prices."
See this at the prices.
He's terrible.
I never get this at the prices. Oh, at the price, he looks a good bet. What was he? 92.
He's 94. I'm going to go against the favourite. Why? Because Battle Over Dog shit never gives his running. Oh, he looks lovely and he's great scope for jumping. Yeah, that's grand. He has to jump, but he also has to run fast.
He has one good run a year. That's it. And his one good run a year was at Down Royal. Doesn't do anything after that. One of your favourite horses.
Yeah. It's just easy to back against because he always loses.
I don't know. What else? And else there was those who say Allaho and the champion chase are also the same ones that say Monkfish would have won the Gold Cup and Elvis is not dead. Monkfish wouldn't have won this year's Gold Cup.
Monkfish or Inviallen and Punchestown. Monkfish. And I actually do think he would have had a good chance in the Gold Cup. What he done in the RSA is just madness because he didn't pay attention to anything and he still won. He literally went out there, right? And you love him. He went out there and he took the piss and had the crack and still won by 7 lengths. Kind of like on the snap. It's like, yes, big breakaway. It's like beating battle over dog shit.
It was like Maradona in his prime, just full of drugs and going out on the pitch and just having a buzz.
He
He's
literally,
liable to do that.
he literally had the crack. He's looking at the stands. There's no people in it. He's looking at
Paul got off him and
Willie
said,
Mullins.
Paul got off him and said he spent half his time looking at the camera on the car.
Yeah. And the drone above his head.
He spent half the time looking at that.
Oh, brilliant.
And for him to do what he done at the last and still find a leg.
Yeah.
For the size of him. He's going to win the Gold Cup next year, though. He would have won the Irish Gold Cup, the one that Ken By won. He would have won that. On the form that he done the day before. He would have won that.
I would choose him over Envy Allen.
Especially on the back, not the back of a fall, but it is on the back of a fall, but I think he's going to be a stronger stayer. He has everything. Speed, stamina, jumps well. Bar punch, bar Cheltenham.
Brian Walker there would latest exhibition and have a better chance to reoppose Monkfish to Cheltenham than running today. I can understand that, and I had latest exhibition backed anti-post. But I think the reason Monkfish looked bad at Cheltenham is because there was nothing in the race to actually race against. So he dossed around the place and then did what he needed to do and picked up speed towards the end of the race. But I'd say a good horse like latest exhibition probably would have been better for the spectacle, but he still would have lost.
I also don't think the old course suits him.
It's a bit too tight, I'd say.
He's a big galloping monster. You'll see a total different horse next year at Cheltenham. What's that? What's that? A very good horse. I want him to hack up Adagio. I think he'd be a nice little novice chase Adagio next season. No, anyway.
He will. He's entered against that Montmoral, the Paul Nichols horse. He's
Thursday or Friday?
He'll be odds on, I'd say, by the time it comes around. I think it's Thursday. But he was saved for Aintree. He looks from his victories, he looks about the best of the English juveniles. Obviously, he didn't turn up in the Triumph. He was saved for Aintree, but interesting to see. There's some good races at Aintree, as I'm sure we'll talk about on Wednesday. But I'm interested to see Mac Fabulous back on a more conventional kind of track.
Who's he against now?
He's in the Aintree hurdle against Abracadabras and Abracadabra Kazum or whatever.
No, Abracadabra Alakazum.
And I think
tell you now,
the horse that bet him the last time at Fontwell is against him.
Aintree. There we go. Jeez, we could do a preview now because it's on.
That's Adagio's race.
That's what you said.
Mac Fabulous, I was saying.
Oh, sorry. Where's that?
I think it's on the same day. Yes, that's the one. Aintree hurdle.
Abracadabra, Alakazoo,
yes,
Ballyandy.
Brewing Up a Storm. That's the one I couldn't think of.
Ooh. Oh, no. Jason wins it.
Jason the Militant?
Yeah.
I'm just obsessed with Henry Bromhead.
No. Go look at Henry's record at Aintree when Bryn's horse is over.
I have an Identity Thief won this 1 year, didn't he?
Yeah. Remember he won the novice grade 1 with Arnua, and the year 2 years before that he won it with another horse, Size and Granite.
Very good. Good memory.
He's a very good record when he comes over. 6-1 Jason the Militant. I will be having that. He's definitely going.
Not so sleepy.
Who?
Not so sleepy, is it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, Jason will win that.
Well, you have Andrew's bet anyway for Aintree.
6-1, he's definitely going. He'll stay, no hassle whatsoever. Love the ground. Yeah. He'll beat Abracadabra Alakazum. I want to run out of railing just like you. He'll beat him. Yeah, we're giving it away. Right. Anything else now before we go? Just have a look there. You better eyesight to me because this thing is just in my eyes. I can't see.
Adagio will beat Montmoral, and then some people say Montmoral. I leaned over.
That gets me every time. 2
anti-post bets. They look like decent bets. Brewing Up a Storm. I understand why people are backing, but I just can't have an Ollie Murphy horse, I'm afraid.
Just one more before we go. You love this horse with a passion. Oh. He brought you to tears.
Tiger.
What is your thoughts of Tiger in the bowl?
Yeah, I'd back him. Yeah, he's one of the bets I'll probably have to. I'm not going to have too many bets at Aintree, I'll watch it more so. But yeah, I would be backing him. Yeah,
Clan, I can see him.
I'm worried about the stable form, but
It's Tiger form.
Native River, he's just.
Do you know what?
He's Admiral, but like Clan de Zobo saves his best going
This way.
right-handed at
No.
Kempton.
Yes.
He always finds a way to lose otherwise. Mr. Fisher, a dog. Clondalk Castle is not a bad horse, actually. He's an up-and-comer. Real Steel is a dog.
Waiting patiently.
Is another one that finds a way to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiger is about the most...
I can see...
Tiger, I love him, so...
Native River would be the one I'd be worried about. It's on the back of 3 hard races. Doing a Sandown, Gold Cup, and here.
He's just an Admiral horse, though. He never runs badly. If you back Native River, he'll give you a run for your money.
Exactly. Right. What was it? 35 minutes. We can't do much more. We're back in the storyteller after the Cheltenham running got on this weekend. Now, on that, I don't mind horses having the prep run at Cheltenham over hurdles. There's a lot of horses done it. Have the prep race for the national over hurdles. Yeah. Pino de Rey done it and he won it.
Yeah, he won the Pretemps and then he won the Grand National.
He didn't win the Pretemps. He was fourth in it. Fourth or fifth in it. I've always liked the storyteller for this. I just think it's the class. He's a class angle in it. He's definitely going to stay. He'll be finishing like a train. I really like him. He's 25-1.
When the weights came out, I had a conversation with a few people. I know Kubo has him backed. I think he's a good chance storyteller as well. Again, the stable form is a little bit of a worry, but
one who I'd also give a shout to, and people are going to say you're talking shite, is Bristol Lamoy. It just screams Neptune Calange. Not just because he's grey. He's placed in the Gold Cup. He's won Grade 1s. He's up near top weight. He's in the twilight of his career. He's definitely going to stay and he'll keep galloping. You'll get a run for your money at least.
Yeah.
He's a very good jumper.
He's a good jumper. Yeah.
And the fences these days are not what they used to be.
See what Trevor Hemming said about the fences?
What?
If they lower them anymore, they may as well be hurdles.
That's true.
I thought that was very good.
Yeah, but I have to send a video to Sam. Sam, I'm getting that to you. Don't worry. I'll do it now in a minute.
Where did you see that?
It just popped into my head when I thought about Aintree.
Oh, okay.
You may as well give it as well. Do a joint one.
Oh, I'm going home for my dinner.
Yeah, you have to wait for me anyway. You're bringing me home.
Yeah, well, you can do it at home then, can't you?
All right. Right, so we'll call it quits at this. So we are back on... I know this is only 38.
Thanks, Aleem. I'm also here, but that's okay. Brilliant show, Andrew. You're getting better. Proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm sitting here and I'm terrible. Oh, that's right.
I'm getting better. That's nice.
Yeah, it's
friends.
I was near death and I'm back. And
you look great.
Thanks. I feel better.
Happy now?
Still have a bit to go.
It's a compliment. Still can't get you going. Right. As I said, we are back on Wednesday with our full Aintree Grand National. We go live. It's all the same.
Yeah, I think, let's go live. I think live scares Tom at times as well.
Yeah, we go live. So we go live at 8 o'clock. We record at 8 o'clock anyway. So at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, we'll go live for our Aintree Grand National Festival preview. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in on a short notice of a different day, Wednesday at 6, which is weird. I'm just blaming Dave.
Why?
Because you couldn't record a date. No, I'm blaming Sam.
You said Wednesday. You're talking about today.
I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about today.
You can blame me for that, but not Wednesday. Wednesday is normal.
Wednesday is normal anyway, so we're going to be here at Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We go live. We're going to go live for all the big fests. We're going to go live for our Punchestown one at the end of the month, and in between we're going to get our flat preview in, flat season preview, horses to follow. I'll sit down tonight and figure out what.
There's another comment. What? Andrew, best tipster ever. No one had a better Cheltenham festival ever in history.
Where's that?
He done a good one, yeah. Aleem again. Seems to me Aleem might want something from you, Andrew.
Aleem's not getting it. Anyway, on that note, we'll see you Wednesday live at 8 o'clock for Aintree Grand National meeting preview.